Think meditation is hard? Do me a favor. Take a slow, deep breath in. And now breathe out. Congratulations. You just meditated. Hi, I'm Krystal Jakosky, and this is Breathe In, Breathe Out, a weekly mindfulness and meditation podcast for anyone ready to own their own shit and find a little peace while doing it. Welcome back to Breathe In, Breathe Out. I'm Krystal Jakosky, and as always, I am so glad that you're here. Mama Cat is curled up in my lap and purring away, so you may hear her off and on. She's keeping me warm. I'm keeping her warm. It's just a fabulous day to chat. In September of last year, I noticed that the technicolor of life was not so technicolor anymore. And I really kind of looked back and wondered, when the heck that happened? When did I lose that spark? It wasn't that I was depressed. I was still achieving and getting things done. I was having my quirky little laughter moments. I was really excited and enjoyed life. And yet in the same aspect, everything was just a little bit less. And I could feel myself slowly sliding into less. And I was taking my own advice. I was following my own, practicing what I preach. I was doing self-care. I was reaching out. I was asking for support. I was taking things off my plate. I was doing everything that I would have told one of my clients to do. And yet I was still slowly sliding. And I would do the little things, I would do the big things, and I would feel better self-care wise for a moment. And yet those moments didn't last. They didn't really buoy me up and fill my cup and make things even better. So I knew that I needed more than just a moment, more than just a day to really improve my state. Now, I have my fingers in a lot of pots. In a lot of pies. I have a lot of hobbies, and I live life full bore to the fullest. And that meant that I could choose to pull back from a lot of things a little bit, or I could choose to pull back a lot from a few things. My decision was pull back a lot from a few things, because that would just make things a little bit easier for me. There were a lot of things coming up, and they were projects that I had put on my own plate, and they were barreling down on me, and extra responsibilities and whatnot. So I just knew that if I cut back a lot from just one or two of my little pies, that I should be okay. So I brought this challenge to my fabulous team and said, hey, I need to practice what I preach, and I need your support in this. And together we came up with a plan where we could work really hard in September, and then October, November, December for me would be very reduced in responsibilities, and I could continue dealing with my other pies, and yet the responsibilities with Krystal Jakosky would be lessened and easier. It's not easy for me, or I don't know who it's easy for, to speak up and say I need help. It's a challenge to actually verbalize and say, can somebody help me? I can't handle this. There's this inadequacy. There's so many things that come up when you actually do it, and the fear that someone will reject you or not support you or not help you out. And just like everyone else, me, someone who encourages and supports and inspires other people, I needed support. And I was afraid to ask for it, and yet I have a fabulous team that supported me in it. The crazy thing was that every one of them was encouraging me to do so. Like I believe that they could see me sliding. I believe that they could see that I wasn't quite as chipper or up or optimistic. And everyone around me, my husband, my team, my family, they were all saying, hey, Krystal, how do we help and what can we do for you? The crazy thing was that I personally needed to grant myself the permission to take that break. Everyone else could tell me that I should do it, that I could do it, that they would help me and support me in it. But it wasn't until I told myself it was okay and embraced it and said, Krystal, you have permission. You're telling other people to go ahead and give themselves that permission. So why aren't you giving it to yourself? It wasn't until I chose that things were able to shift a little bit. So I spoke up. We put together a plan. We put the plan into action, and there were bumps and lumps along the way and unexpected things. And we all had moments of, did I really agree to do this? Because this is bigger than we thought. And we all had to kind of muddle through it. And yet in muddling through it, we also had extra communication, and we also got to grow stronger together because now we're all on the same page and we've been through that challenge together. There were moments during this break where things came up and it was very frustrating because we were not expecting them. They were unexpected challenges and hurdles and difficulties, and we had to wade through them and figure out how to still function. The challenge for me was I knew people needed me around, and I knew that I wanted to help and be a part of things. And yet I also knew that if I came back at that time, in that moment, if I took on more responsibilities than the cut back responsibilities we had already chosen and worked out, that I would just fall further. I was feeling better. I was improving. I was starting to see the clouds part. I was achieving and taking all of the other challenges off of my plate that had been placed there by me. I have to recognize, by me. And yet I could not add more responsibilities back on because I would have just slid back right into where I was at, which meant that I had these unbelievably valuable lessons in regards to speaking up for my own needs and setting those boundaries and saying, yeah, I hear that you need ABC. I can give you XYZ. So how do we bridge the gap? How do I honor my own needs, recognizing how important this break is at this time and what is best for my self-care and my emotional stability? And how do you get what you need so that you can continue doing and achieving and succeeding where you're at? Boundaries are ridiculously important, paramount, required. When we're challenged, when we're overwhelmed, it's really easy to put other people's needs before our own. And that does not matter who you are. Single, married, parent, not. It's really easy as humans to put someone else's needs before our own. And that's where we start to slide energetically because we forget to take care of ourselves. And again, I had been taking care of myself. I had been trying to do self-care. I had been practicing all of my own tools in an effort to avoid this downslide, and yet I was still downsliding. What I want you to hear, what I hope that you understand and get, is that even I need that. Even I need reminders. Even I need a break. Even I need support. Someone who is out there and putting out positive, loving content, encouraging people to love themselves. I still, on occasion, need to be reminded to love myself. I still, on occasion, need to be reminded to take a break. Go have a cup of tea. Go take a breather. None of us are perfect. We all need a break. And a couple little tips for you. If you find that you are in the space where you need a break, you need to refill your cup. You need just a little bit of space so that you can heal, no matter how big or small that break is. The first thing I want you to do is grant yourself permission. I had to give myself permission. If I had not given myself permission, this break was going nowhere and nothing would happen. I would not improve. I would not feel better because I was not granting myself the compassion and permission to take a break. Number 2, tell somebody. You cannot take a break if you don't put it out into the universe that you're taking a break. And telling somebody that you are doing that is you taking responsibility, saying, I'm doing this. I am going to meet my needs. And the third thing I want you to do, say no to one thing. However big or small, I don't care. Just say no. Saying yes is putting somebody else before you. Saying no says, I am worth it. I deserve that break and I'm taking it right now. We all need it. We all deserve it. We are worthy of our own love and support. Reach out, give yourself exactly what you need. So give permission, tell somebody about it, and then say no. I look forward to seeing you here again next week on Breathe In, Breathe Out. I hope this moment of self-care and healing brought you some hope and peace. I'm Krystal Jakosky on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and I hope you check us out and follow along for more content coming soon. I look forward to being with you again here on Breathe In, Breathe Out. Until next time, take care.